Is Kid Behind a Camera to blame for DaddyOFive? Hi loves, Joy Sparkle BS. I was not planning on putting a video up. I haven't taken a day off in a while, but I wanted to talk about something that I've been mulling over probably the last couple days and especially last night. By the way, if I start looking weird or kind of fucking with my ear, I woke up in the last 3 hours, my ear is like, I don't know, like it needs to pop or something. But like, it was weird because last night I woke up and I was like hearing bzzz, you know, like in your ear, right? And so today I can barely hear out of this ear. And so it's so annoying to hear me talk. It's a fucking trip. But okay, just wanted to give you guys a heads up, or if it pops, I'm gonna get really excited. But this is just a quick little thing I wanted to talk about. So as you guys know, I've been covering the story regarding Charlie Chill and Kid Behind a Camera and Angry Grandpa. If you guys don't know, then let me give you a quick update. So Kid Behind a Camera, his father is Angry Grandpa. They have built this online awesome little YouTube conglomerate. They have millions of subscribers. They do very well for themselves and they put up vlogs and it's really, really entertaining. I'm a fan of Angry Grandpa. So Charlie Chill is Angry Grandpa's other son and Kid Behind a Camera's brother. And long story short, he's had lots and lots of issues throughout his life, just with drugs, alcohol, the law. And to try to shorten it up, he was living with Kid Behind a Camera. He dropped some acid. He went running around naked. He hit Kid Behind a Camera's girlfriend, Bridget, in the face, tried to burn off his finger, and then tried to stab with shard glass. It's crazy story. Anyways, he ended up going to jail. Well, first they took him away in an ambulance, then the hospital released him. Then he came back, went back to jail. He's out now, so I've been covering this story. A couple things have occurred to me since I've been covering this story that I wanted to talk about. Kid Behind a Camera, I actually got introduced to him when it came to the DaddyOFive stuff, if you guys remember. So if you guys remember, when it came to the DaddyOFive stuff, Kid Behind a Camera was friends with Mike and Heather Martin, and they'd actually done some collabs and videos together with all the kids. And from our perspective, it very much seemed like Kid Behind a Camera came out and defended them and even said stuff like, well, I saw one of the kids cry on command. So I don't believe I was that critical of Kid Behind a Camera because I wasn't sure of the situation, but I consider and tell you I had a lot of judgments based off of what I saw and the way that I saw him come out about the situation. And I think a lot of us did. However, I'm rethinking my stance on it. And I'm the kind of person, if I think I'm wrong, I will open up and I will apologize. So I wanted to go ahead and put this out there that this is me opening up and kind of doing an apology of sorts to the situation. Again, I don't think I spoke out about it, but there's so many fucking videos. Like, if you guys find that I did, let me know and I will retailer this. But I know a lot of people were upset about it. And here's what I have to say. I've learned more about the situation. First of all, it opened my eyes understanding and hearing Kid Behind a Camera side with Charlie. And my perception now from hearing his videos and from hearing people who know the situation talk about it, I think it's possible that instead of Kid Behind a Camera being this asshole who supported Mike Martin, I think now that it's possible that Kid Behind a Camera is actually a really nice guy who trusted the wrong people and got a bad rap for it. And just kind of didn't know how to deal with the situation. And honestly, looking at it from that point of view, I can kind of understand. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there because another thing happened too. So Kid Behind a Camera reached out to me, which was really nice. So he and Bridget, his girlfriend, followed me on Twitter. Incredibly nice. We actually had a little conversation over DMs, and we actually talked about this. Of course, I'm not going to release some of these DMs and I won't go into it, but I think this was a situation, like my understanding is I think Mike and Heather Martin actually deceived him. And we talked about this and I want people to understand something. And this is something that I've gotten a bit more lax on as I've grown on being on YouTube. You literally just can't keep up with everybody's everything. So a lot of people will try to do videos on me and there's a lot of misinformation. And I used to kind of get upset or irritated by it, but now I understand. And number one, I've got over 300 videos. I can't expect everybody to sift through everything over the last 6 months, you know? So I'm not that more upset. Now, if it's just blatant misinformation where people are trying to be dicks and throw shit out there and just start rumors and be assholes, that's different. But you know, like when it comes to my health stuff, a lot of people have questions because they weren't with me 6 months ago, and how are they to sift through all those videos? Do you know what I'm saying? So I get it. And when Kid and I talked, he was saying, you know, he felt very deceived and and by certain things that Mike had said, and that, you know, it's just being a YouTuber, it's impossible to try to keep up with hours of everybody else's footage. And that's absolutely true, and I go through the same thing. I've had people kind of accuse me of doing misleading things. I look back and I'm like, shit, there's just stuff I missed. It can be almost impossible depending on the YouTuber, depending on your situation. So anyways, what I wanted to say is that I think, and I think this might come out more, I'm now of the mindset, I don't necessarily think that Kid Behind a Camera did anything wrong with DaddyOFive. I think he was deceived like the rest of us and just kind of just stepped back and backed away. The other thing I understood was that when he said the kid, you know, the kid crying on camera on command, he said, well, I saw a kid cry on command, that was not Cody. I also understood that once Kid Behind a Camera actually came to grips and saw everything going on with the DaddyOFive situation, that he changed his stance and his mind. He was not aware of everything going on, and that there were some shady things going on with Mike that even he was deceived by. Now, I don't want this, I'm going to say this way. This is my perspective. This is my opinion. But this is what I have gathered by understanding more of the situation. I had ended up, you know, just really nicely saying to Kid Behind a Camera, hey, I think you got a bum rap in this situation. Even I had judgments and I apologize. And I think if and when you are ready, if it's appropriate, I would love to hear you come out with your side of it, because I don't think if you really were deceived, I don't think you should be getting the negative press or the negative light shed on yourself. Now, it's his channel. It's up to him and Bridget. And hey girl, hey, she also reached out. She's really, really sweet and she's funny. So love you, Bridget. But you know, I encouraged him to say something, but you know, it's just, this is a suggestion. I want to explain something else, guys. Compared, he's got what, almost 2 million subscribers, I believe. And Angry Grandpa's several, you know, tons of subscribers. I'm small potatoes. I really am. And the thing is that I genuinely am very grateful when somebody bigger reaches out, because it doesn't happen much anymore. Even with me, I used to try to once a week help smaller channels, and I've shied away from that. Not because I don't want to help smaller channels, I still do. Like, I support Mike and Actor, I support Benji, I support all different types of people. There's just 2 off the top of my head because they're my sunshines. But I support all different types of channels, but I even noticed that I started to get taken advantage of, as you guys are very well aware, by a lot of smaller channels who would come in, try to befriend me, get a collab, get shout outs, get this, and then put a knife in my back to make content. But in really damaging ways. So I've even had to back off. So I'm not upset by the fact that bigger YouTubers don't reach out to smaller YouTubers. I understand the concept if you have to protect yourself. And that's why I was really touched and really grateful that Kid Behind a Camera and Bridget actually reached out to me. I thought that was very nice. And I guess, here goes my air conditioner, sorry, I didn't realize it was on. I guess they had seen my videos and wanted to support me as I supported them, so thank you to that. But I just wanted to give that perspective. So, if, you know, in case, because I know I did so much coverage on it, but in case you had been hard on them, or in case you had seen, in case you had seen that and had questions, I think it's always good to tell the other side of the story, and I can also understand why in that situation he just kind of wanted to back off of it. So I just want to say to Kid Behind a Camera, if I was publicly critical, and I don't remember, to be honest, memory issues in so many videos, then I apologize. If I had judgments even privately and silently, I apologize, because I don't think that was the case, and I think that you were just doing the best that you could do. I also want to say, guys, in talking to Kid Behind a Camera, he started YouTube as a way to try to help and support his whole family, and I know the situation for him and his brother is really, really hard, and he, like the rest of his family, still cares about his brother and wants his brother to get better. So for anybody trying to be upset and put Kid Behind a Camera down or his family for what they're doing with Charlie, he just came out with a video, he and the grandpa, and I agree with him. When is enough enough? You can love somebody but not have to deal with their destructive behaviors. And sometimes somebody has to lose everything until they want to get better. And sometimes for that process to happen, they are very destructive on the way down, and you have to be able to protect yourself. So I applaud them, and they have every right, he, Angry Grandpa, and Bridget have every right to protect themselves and get that toxic person out of their lives. Now, if that toxic person, Charlie, decides to change, then that's a whole different story on what happens and what they decide to do, but that is their business. I have toxic family that I will never probably talk to again because they have been too life-threatening. And what I think people are missing, some people who are critical of this, what Charlie did was life-threatening to himself, trying to burn himself up, literally burn his finger off, and then punching and like assaulting Bridget twice and taking a shard of glass and trying to cut them. That could have gone a lot worse. He could have killed them. Bridget could have had a concussion. So we have to understand that if somebody's issues are that far destructive that they will try to inflict harm on somebody else multiple times, then they have every right, and it is the responsible thing to distance yourself from that person, to take space, to allow them to get better, and then it's up to them what they choose to do. But I wanted to show that side of it, guys, because I think other people who were really critical, including myself, missed that. And when I'm wrong, and I apologize. So, and guys, if you feel called for it. My ear is fucking with me. I wish it would pop. I'm like, any second it's gonna pop, and it's not. So if you guys feel called to, please go ahead and reach out to them, show them all some love, because that's just a horrific situation. And not only is it bad, they have to deal with it in the public. And I know that's part of being a public figure, but it seems like they were trying to keep things under wraps because it's a family situation. So it's a tough line to walk, but yeah. And a quick update, guys, illness finally broke today. It comes in waves. It'll come in, hi roommate, I'm filming. So if you can duck and roll, I'm not even gonna edit this out. This happens where I'll film and he'll come up. But I'm feeling better today. It comes in waves. Typically it comes in, it can be like lately before this time, I could do it in a day or two. Sorry, like if I start yelling, am I yelling? Roommate, am I yelling? Because I'll say a day, but then it'll sound, my ear will do something funny, but I don't know if I'm yelling or it's my ear. Roommate got us lunch. Thank you, roommate. Roommate's so sweet. What was I talking about, roommate? It was before my ear. Oh, I'm feeling better. Stop, he's making fun of me. It finally broke today, so I'm gonna try to live stream. I have some onion updates. I've got a lot of things that are coming, and I also just want to say a big thank you. Welcome to all new subscribers. Thank you for the love and support. I got a ton of support on the video I put out about being sick and being chronically ill, and I really appreciate it. And I know people have a lot of questions about it. My ear's doing it again. Blech. It's going wah, wah. I know a lot of people have a lot of questions about it, and I'm happy to answer some of those on live streams. Like one question I've heard, this is getting way too long, but one question I've heard from people is, wait, you say that you're ill and you can't afford insurance, but you can afford a lawyer for Onision. Well, I'd love to answer those questions and more. There's a difference between paying anywhere from $300 to $500 for the type of insurance they would need. Because the problem is this is a medical mystery. This isn't just general insurance. Because I've looked into what they call the Affordable Care Health Act or Affordable Health Care Act. Fuck, I'm not sure which my ear's fucking with me. Like literally, I can't. It's fucking with the way I'm hearing myself, so it's hard to even think. But guys, there's a difference between paying that much a month and trying to find a lawyer. And please understand, most doctors aren't pro bono. You can talk a lawyer into being pro bono if you do it the right way. See, there are things like this people don't think about, don't understand, don't have the concept for, or just aren't putting it into perspective because they have a narrative to spin. So there are things like that I'd be happy to answer on live stream, but I'm gonna try, again, attempt to go live today. And I'm just happy and grateful to feel better. I finally got a shower. I hadn't showered in 2 days. It was awful, but I just didn't have the energy. So thank you for the love and support, guys. Thank you for all the kindness that everybody has given to me, and I just appreciate you guys so much. So that's it. I'm so happy to feel like myself today. And another thing, guys, real quick, I don't want to turn this into a sob story channel of my illness. That is not my intention. I would not have even brought it up, and I didn't want to worry anybody. I did not want to worry, but guys, what I want you to understand is this is what I go through all the time. I just try to do it quietly, for the most part, except the beginning of the channel where I thought it would be good to talk about it, and I realized might not be good. It really might not be good. So this is not going to turn into me talking about it all the time, but I will give updates from here and there because I do also think it's important for us to talk about it. There's a large portion of our society that is disabled. And what's sad is it's not just disabled birth defects, even though that can happen, and things like that, but I mean people who are just getting sick and are out of commission. And it's a very scary time when it comes to health in this society, especially in the United States, and I think these things are important to be talked about, but I would not have brought this up had it not been the rumors. In fact, Cameron just sent me a really sweet message on Skype, a really long sweet message saying, he completely understands and he defends me, and, just as I will defend his right to, what is it called? His right to have a different opinion. Sorry, it's my ear, and I think I'm still doing a little bit of fog. His right to have a different opinion, as I would do that to all of yours. In fact, there is a person who made a very critical video of me when it came to the Onision stuff. Onision flagged his video. I'm gonna support him because he has every right to be critical of me, and what Onision's doing is not fair regardless of who's being critical of me. So, okay, this is way too long. I love you guys, I see you soon. So much love to Kid Behind a Camera, Bridget, and Angry Grandpa. Show them some support, show them some love. And Charlie, as much as I think you're a fuck for what you've done, I really hope you get better. And I really hope you can take responsibility because you lied about hitting Bridget, which we all know. I really hope you can. So, love you guys, I see you soon. Take care. I hope my ear pops. Oh, this is so annoying. Okay guys, mwah. Goodbye.